Hey, Spencer on the street at the No War, No Ice protests in Denver, Colorado. It's been a year of Donald Trump, and people are fed up. It's sub-freezing temperatures, but people are fired up, and we're going to talk to someone. Diane, what's on your mind today?
Everything with this regime. They break the law daily.
Megan, what brings you out here today?
I'm scared for the people I love, and I'm angry. Not angry enough. None of us are angry enough.
Doug, what brings you out here today?
We stand with Minnesota, St. Paul. You know, Renee, good.
But I'm angry, and I just need to let it out, and I need to do something.
Our fear can sometimes paralyze us, but it feels very cathartic to be out here. Micah, what brings you out here today?
I am actually with Notes of Dissent, and so we are an activism marching band that tries to bring some joy and music to these protests because they're just so much fun energy.
Absolutely. No, it really feels encouraging to be out here. How has this last year been for you as an American?
Embarrassment.
What we've been through the last few years has just been insanity. It's so obvious Trump's intention. He's trying to become a dictator and destroy our democracy and break down all of the institutions that we have now.
They're terrorizing people, the imperialism of going into Venezuela. You know, it's a kleptocracy, oligarchy. There's no regard for people.
How do you feel about the recent killing of Renee Good?
I was absolutely devastated. Every single one of us is vulnerable, and so I am just absolutely devastated for her family, for Minnesota, for the entire country.
I liken it to being murdered for running a stop sign. And also, they don't have the authority to even try to open her car door. Like I said, it's like running a stop sign and you get killed for it.
And what do you make of the killing of Renee Good and calling her a domestic terrorist?
You know, judgment before any investigation. She was a victim. My poster says, "Let good melt ice."
And what do you make of the government narrative that she's a domestic terrorist?
Absolutely false.
You can't be a domestic terrorist when you're fighting for the freedom of the people who you live with.
She was a mom, she was just going on about her business, and she just stumbled upon it, at least from what I could tell. Even if she was there protesting, because I don't know all the facts, she was just being there being peaceful, like us. We're just being here being peaceful and making noise.
She wasn't even fighting, right? Like, she was in her car peacefully saying, "I'm not mad at you." She's not a domestic terrorist, was not a domestic terrorist, and none of us out here are either. We're trying to fight for things that are right and correct, just to stop the evil.
What would justice for Renee Good look like?
A real investigation, acknowledging the fact that the reaction was unjustified, was illegal, and was not someone who was acting with total impunity. I genuinely think that the real justice would come from actually abolishing ICE and actually getting rid of the systems that allowed Jonathan Ross to do what he did.
It's absolutely horrifying. And what would justice for Renee Good look like?
A statue in the Hall of Statues in Washington.
What do you make of his military actions in Venezuela, Greenland, threatening other countries?
It is simply part of that nation building that was part of the, what was it called, the manifest destiny of the 1800s, 1900s, where we go in having military power and take away that which belongs to other people. Being Latino, half of Mexico was ceded to an unjust war. So much of this country has been based on an ideological concept of building, not for us, but for someone else who's going to become richer and more powerful.
What do you make of the recent military action in Venezuela and the threats on Greenland?
It's a little bit above my head, but I just don't think it's necessary. We don't need oil to just be for Americans. We need oil to be for the world.
He's a fucking idiot. You want to fight 3 wars? You want to fight a war here. We have civil unrest. You want to fight a war in Venezuela over oil. That doesn't belong to us in any way, shape, or form. That is not part of the United States. Then you want to also fight a war in Greenland where there's literally no real reality in which the United States has any claim to that.
We don't need this violence. We don't need to go to our neighbors and attack them.
Do you think his deployment of the military and ICE and, going into foreign countries has something to do with the Epstein files?
Trump tries to hide a lot of things, like when he hides his hands, misdirects us, a lot of distractions.
And what do you make of the president invading Venezuela and kidnapping their leader?
He just wanted the oil, of course. Declaring himself king. Oh, good God. The dementia is so bad. I mean, he's delusional always.
And now with Greenland, he's threatening to invade and has now tariffed Europe. How does that make you feel?
If he does, it is America alone. It will change the world economy. The dollar will plummet. And I don't blame Europe or the rest of the free world, which it will domino effect with Putin and everything else. It's a travesty.
And what do you think Trump's end goal is, either domestically or internationally?
I think it's just control. He wants control, he wants power, and he wants to destroy people.
Do you have any concern that he might use the military and the Insurrection Act to go after protesters?
I mean, it's already happening, is it not? There are people who are getting arrested every day at protests, and that's unfortunately the reality of it, is that you have to be willing to make sacrifices.
I am a little bit worried about that, and so that's why we're out here with our instruments to show it's just these aren't weapons of war, they're weapons of music.
Yes, this is a peaceful protest, and the vast majority of protesters are very peaceful, and there's no concern about violence at any of these. I'm not worried for my safety.
I'd rather serve time knowing that I did good than stand off on the sidelines and do nothing. I'd rather be hopeful, be out here, be fighting, be helping.
Absolutely. It's time for us to stand up and fight back. Who do you feel like is doing the best job at fighting back these days?
Well, people like here.
Yeah.
We don't have a backbone in Congress.
And who do you feel like is doing the best job at pushing back against his authoritarianism?
We need some more people in Congress, and we need some more people in our governments to actually stand up and to actually do something. I don't hear anything about Polis. I don't hear anything about our senators or our congressmen talking back against him. All I'm hearing is from California and Minnesota, because they've been impacted so heavily. And so I don't want us to be impacted and lose somebody in our community in order to fight back.
Yeah, it shouldn't have to take someone dying here in Colorado for our representatives to speak up. What message would you tell your representatives?
Act up. Let's get this going. Fuck Trump. Impeach Trump. We cannot do this anymore.
Do you feel as though there are any representatives doing that, or who are the leaders that are doing the best job of fighting back?
There are senators every day who are acknowledging what's going on right now. Obviously there's the big names, Bernie Sanders, AOC, Mondami, who's not a senator, but who is also standing up and talking about the things that need to be done and actually implementing those kinds of plans. I don't know of any in Colorado who are doing that personally. It's not enough. It's not enough. If they actually were doing something, they'd be here today. They'd be here right now. They'd be in Congress, not taking recesses. They'd be doing things that mattered, like actually passing legislation that helped people.
There are institutional problems here. Would you like to see a representative call for abolishing ICE?
Yeah, I would like to see all representatives call for abolishing ICE. I don't understand how any representative who actually fights for the people would be okay with ICE doing the things that they're doing in this instance.
And overall, how has this past year been for you as an experience as an American? Is it a stressful experience? How would you describe it?
Stressful, yes, but I like to think I'm a positive person.
What gives you hope these days?
The things that give me hope are the people who did survive things like this in the past, and the stories that they tell about how they resisted and how we can implement those today. And the people who are out here right now, I'm so angry. I haven't been able to talk about it, I don't feel like, in places. And I want to be ready to tell everyone, because I don't think that the people who are in power have as much power as they think they do. And I think that everyone else, if we actually came together and united in a way like this, continuously over and over, we would stop them. We would stop the horrendous things that are happening right now. And that's what gives me hope.
Your anger is very justified. I think millions of Americans and people around the world feel the same way.
We just have to, keep it up. We will prevail, but it's got a lot of work ahead of us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being out here and for talking to me today.